Hi, I'm John from PGP Wedding Films, and welcome to Say Yes to the Best, where we talk to the best wedding pros to give you wedding planning advice. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. We have new content out all the time to help you with your wedding planning. Today, I am not actually talking with a wedding pro, so I kind of just lied there. Today, I am talking with an engaged bride, Julia Elise. How are you, Julia?
Hi, I'm well. How are you? Thanks for chatting with me today.
No problem. Thanks for being on. Julia has an awesome YouTube channel. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but the link will be in the bio below to find her and get all of her great shopping advice. But today we wanted to talk a little bit about your engagement process. So how long have you been engaged?
So we got engaged on the 21st of March, so about 2 days before the stay-at-home order was released. So we've only ever been engaged during a pandemic. So it's been an interesting time, but we've just been enjoying each other the past couple months. We spent the first part of the pandemic actually separated. I was with my parents and he was with his parents, and we finally finished our house, and now we are living together, so we're just enjoying our time being engaged and living with each other for the first time. So definitely unusual circumstances, but we hope to tell our kids about it someday for sure.
So how did your fiance propose?
So we were hoping to move in on the 21st of March, so we decided to stay at the house, and he had gotten there before me, which he's pretty much always late, so I thought that was unusual, but I walk in and everything was normal. I saw that I had a birthday present on the table from him, but it was actually from his sister, and it made sense because I hadn't seen her in a while. So I opened it, and it was a framed picture of my dog, and it said, "Mommy, will you marry Daddy?" And I look over and he's on one knee. I was so shocked. It was not something I saw coming at all, so it was just a really sweet moment between the two of us. And my best friend actually snuck in through the window, and she had a bandana for the dog that said, "My humans are getting married." So it was so us and low-key, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So it was really sweet.
That's perfect. I mean, I know the moment I got engaged is definitely, I still remember all the little details, and I'm not the kind of person who remembers all the details, but that's obviously like such a huge moment.
Totally, yeah. And it obviously couldn't be in public, but I wouldn't have wanted it to be either. So yeah, it was really sweet. I'll definitely never forget it.
So now that you're engaged, I know it's only been a little bit, but have you done any sort of wedding planning yet?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the more informational stage of things. I've done a lot of virtual tours, which I didn't think would work, but I've really been able to kind of put together a list of vendors and venue spots that I really would consider versus not. So it's been really good for gathering information, and a lot of the venues have been super cooperative and been like, listen, you're not allowed to come in, but you can drive and peek through these windows and let us know what you think. So I think I've eliminated most of the ones that wouldn't work for what we're looking for, and I'm down to kind of 2 just based on virtual tours, which is awesome. And we found our officiant, which is really great, which I didn't think without meeting people or seeing things in person that this would be moving forward, but we have been able to do a little bit of planning virtually. So that's as far as we've gotten. We've kind of found some venues we like, and we found an officiant, but other than that, there's been no, shopping for dresses or anything like that. But yeah, still gathering information.
What part of the wedding planning process are you the most excited for?
I think just being able to share the joy with family and friends is the most exciting. Imagining with my mom trying on dresses and getting to experience that, and actually go to a venue and get that feeling when you know you've found the right place, the right dress, and so on. I'm excited to feel that for the first time. I felt that when I found the right person, but I haven't felt that through the wedding process. So I'm really, really excited for that part, and I think I'll be able to feel that hopefully very soon. Is
there anything when you're thinking about moving forward with wedding planning that kind of stresses you out a little bit?
I think it's all very daunting, especially being stuck in the house. I think nothing in particular stresses me out, but everything as a whole does. So just knowing all the pieces that need to come together to plan a wedding, the people involved, the invitations, and just going on the knot and seeing that long list of things that I need to accomplish, but I'm unable to do any of it right now, I think is the most daunting. So I think, in short, everything and nothing.
Is there any advice you've been given since you've been engaged that kind of sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, so my sister-in-law, she got married 2 years ago to my brother, so she's been just such a huge person who has been, you know, walking me through everything she's learned, and she's just told me to really enjoy this time and not to get too hung up on the little details and really just focus on being together, and the end goal is to be married to your person, so not to be too hung up on the details and really just enjoy the whole process. And like I said, I am excited to start to enjoy everything when that time comes. But yeah, she's just been super helpful with all her wisdom that she has just having walked through this. So yeah, she's a huge blessing.
What are some of the big priorities for you with your wedding? Like which vendors, which aspects of it are kind of like must-haves?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me are photos and video, and I think because I'm into that myself, I have a very clear vision of what I want and what kind of artistic style I'm looking for. So to me, in the end, that's all you have are the pictures and videos. So that is just number one on my list. Getting the perfect team to capture all of those special moments of my day is number one completely for me. And I'm not just because I'm talking to you. But it really is, that's all you walk away with are the memories and that are captured in the photos and the videos. So yeah, that is everything to me.
You don't have to go into any specifics, but what are you kind of doing to kind of determine what your budget is overall and for each specific vendor and thing you need for your wedding? Kind
of going off of that, I want to put money into the things that I find the most important. So I rather spend more on a videographer and then getting 2 separate photographers for the groom and the bride, and then DIYing things that I can. So I'm not going to be hiring someone to do my centerpieces. There's no reason why I can't, you know, go buy things on clearance and make it myself. So I think just putting the money where I find most important, and then kind of being more budget friendly and frugal on the things that I know I can do myself. Same with the wedding dress. People spend a ton of money, and that's not something I'm looking to do just because you wear it once. I mean, I want to feel beautiful, but just putting money towards the things that are most important, like video and photo and things of that nature. So that's kind of how I'm allocating money. We'll see if I'm able to stick to that, but I think Pinterest is a huge resource in trying to be, you know, crafty and getting what you want for less. So yeah.
I think Pinterest is every bride's best friend.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't been looking on Pinterest too much just because, again, I'm getting overwhelmed knowing all the things that are going to have to get done, and I can't do any of it, but definitely have that preliminary board of everything I'm dreaming of, so just getting excited to implement all that.
When all is said and done, how are you hoping to kind of look back on both your engagement and wedding planning as well as the actual wedding? What are you hoping to feel when you think about this time in your life?
Yeah, I definitely want to look back and know that I enjoyed every second of the whole process and didn't get hung up too much on the workouts or the little details that don't matter. I am a very detail-oriented person, so I'm really trying to be mindful of that as I go about it. Like, you know, if this picture isn't exactly on the mantle a certain way on your wedding day, everything will still be perfect. So just trying to keep in mind, looking back and knowing that I really did enjoy it to the fullest, because you'll never have these moments again. So yeah, I really want to just enjoy it.
Do you have any advice for anyone else who's going through wedding planning now as well?
I think just be thrifty about it. You could still keep planning. A lot of these vendors have clauses in their contracts saying, you know, if after the pandemic you see us and you're not right for us, they'll let you out. You can proceed with planning. For me, I'm like very nervous about doing that, but you can go ahead and plan as much as you want from a distance as long as you know the risks involved. But a lot of the vendors are willing to work with you. So the internet, virtual tours, all of that will be your best friend during this. And if you're able to drive to certain venues and check them out, a lot of people are okay with you walking around the grounds without going inside. So you can kind of create those special moments. I was with my mom and I did that walk down the aisle that I know I would experience if I toured a venue. So, you know, you do not have to be limited by your circumstances at this time. Just keep on trucking and keep that date and the end goal in mind is to get married. So, yeah.
Totally. I mean, I'll get my own shameless plug, Graphic Ready again, because I know for me, like, being a smaller vendor, I have a lot of flexibility, and if anybody wants to cross video off the list, you know, I'm all ears. So, you know, every business is going to be different, but you know, we all want to have a little bit more certainty and you know, not feel like the world's ending. So, you know, I think that's great advice. You know, I think, you know, there's not much else you can do. So reach out to people, have conversations. I
do think that things are going to get better, and you know, you can take photos 6 feet apart at these times. I mean, if photographers are still willing to shoot engagement shoots or to do a practice run, I think that everybody's really flexible during this time. So just ask. The worst people can say is no.
So I also wanted to touch on your YouTube channel, because I think it's probably something a lot of the people watching this would really like, because it's all about, you know, finding great deals for shopping. I'm definitely not your target person. Probably the one positive of the pandemic is I don't have to go to stores anymore, but I know that I'm definitely in the minority with that. I started my channel my junior year of college. I was a Division I cheerleader, and I ended up transferring from Temple to Westchester, and when I stopped cheering, I had this really crazy thing called free time, and I did not know what to do with it. And I've always watched YouTube, so I figured I might as well give it a try. It seems like a great creative outlet, and what started as a little hobby slowly kind of turned into a little bit of a side gig, which was really nice in college to have, you know, that little community I made from the corner of my apartment. And I ended up graduating and starting a 9-to-5, but I've always had this creative outlet that I just absolutely love. It's fun to connect with younger girls that, you know, I recognize with and realize that we're all kind of balling on a budget. So it's fun to give tips and tricks on how to get the look for less and how to, you know, kind of look cute without having to break the bank. So it's obviously, I always talk on my channel, it's more about feeling confident rather than what you have and what you look like. But if you can, you know, spend $5 on a shirt and feel like $1 million bucks, then I feel like my job is done. So I absolutely love my channel. It's been a huge blessing in my life, and I'm super grateful to have it. Awesome, Julia. Well, again, all of her information, links to her channel, as well as her video about getting engaged, it's all going to be in the description below. Julia, thank you again for being part of the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And thank you for watching Say Yes to the Best. Again, we have new episodes every week. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. New content all the time, and happy planning.